Hello, I'm just getting started I think a minute early, so I'm gonna wait for a second. Let people click in, possibly. Wonder how much, like, is the optimal amount of time that I should like not say anything um, before these things to like give people time to click on their phones and join. I don't know. I'm going to do it for like 30 seconds. So thank you for joining. If you were able to join, this is going to be a quick video blog. And if you are in Washington, D.C., tomorrow night, you can find this event on my stream, and I think I'll put a link in the comments after this is all over. But we're having a kind of healthcare data analytics fun and games night, and we're going to be playing some games, and we have spiked spiked hot chocolate that we're offering, and it's going to kind of be December fun, relaxed, thinking about how to do stuff with data. And we've gotten some games that I'm going to be reviewing today. That's what this vlog is going to be about, is reviewing the 3 games that we got. But whenever I start one of my streams, I always try to think about something that I'm thankful for. And my cousin was kind enough to sew this on the back of my jacket on the sleeves, this wonderful Day of the Dead things. And so now I have this lovely warm jacket with these patches sewn on. And of course, I think there's like 4 things to be thankful for. You can be thankful for family, thankful that I have a cousin that is willing to do that for me. Thankful that I have a warm jacket to wear. Thankful that an old kind of grody jacket can be kind of resuscitated a little bit by adding some patches. And if I lose it, then it's like, well, it's, I can show people pictures of the patches, and it's very clear that, that's my jacket. And it keeps you warm, which is pretty nice. But I think this video is going to be sponsored by sewing. If you have fabrics, and if you know how to make a fabric or buy a fabric from someone, and you have the ability to sew, or you've acquired that skill, or you have a friend who knows how to sew, you can make clothes for yourself to keep yourself warm. It's wonderful. So this episode is sponsored by sewing. So moving on, again, we have this event that is happening tomorrow, the 8th. And I think we'll be trying to do more events. So if you're interested in kind of geeky healthcare data analysis and the implications on policy, you want to talk about things about how AI is going to impact healthcare technology and policy. Those are the kind of things I talk about both on this video stream, but also will be the kinds of things that will be the subject of these meetups, informal. There will be a little bit of drinking in a mostly a friendly environment, just to do a little bit of peer learning and connecting with your peers about the kind of complexities that you face in your healthcare data environment. And so please do join us. And I'd like to thank CareSet for paying for the booze and paying for the venue and paying for things else. CareSet's the company I work for, and we are the first Medicare data vendor. So really appreciate CareSet for covering those costs. And now I'm going to talk about the games. Now, all 3 of these games are made by Very Special Games, which is a 2-person company, Evan and Josh. And they made these 3 games. And I heard about these games when they were kickstarting the very first one. I really enjoyed that. So let me just turn the camera down here. This is why I'm not sitting at my desk today, is to be able to do this. There we go. And I think this should go back, so I don't have that light there. Okay, so here's Charty Party. And the premise of this is based, the mechanics of the game are similar to Cards Against Humanity, in the sense that you have a group of people, and one person takes a turn as the judge, and then everyone else puts their cards down in order to make something funny. This original Charty Party, so it's easier to kind of show than it is to explain, so I'll just do it. So the judge might put down pages deep in a Google search, right? And then let's see if we can get a little closer. see that. Hopefully you can read that. And then you might have, smart, responsible choices made with your savings, loneliness, attention span. I think this one's probably pretty good. So let's do attention span. So this is search that your attention span is going to go up as your, no, that one doesn't work. I don't like that one. Let's do, passive aggressive. So passive aggressiveness goes up as your pages deep in a Google search also goes up. And hopefully, everyone gets to decide, the judge gets to decide which one is the best of all the other players who are not currently the judge. And then you win the card, right? And by winning this card, if you got the best answer, again, just like Cards Against Humanity, you do that. So you get that round, and then at the end, whoever's got the most rounds wins. So that's the idea. I'm especially proud of this game because when it was crowdsourcing, you could pay a little bit of extra and you could get your own card, and I did. And I sent them a ton of ideas, and they used this one, which is how close you are to politely excusing yourself to use the restroom and then disappearing forever, which I think is the kind of the typical case for people who are introverted. Is you just want to escape a situation, you just want to leave. So I think this is a pretty funny card, and it's really nice to have my little initials down there. That's fun. So I've been looking for an excuse to play this game for a long time. Let me just give you some examples of the other cards they have that I think are fun. And I also think that some of these are, have potential for being healthcare topics as well as not. And let me see if I can get this one higher, I guess. Yeah, there we go. So you can read all those. Adventurousness, pages deep in a Google search, time of day, toxic masculinity, with fraternity house being the highest and Mr. Rogers being the lowest. And then food spiciness you can handle. One of the things that I think is fun is just the, there's a lot of variety. I should warn that the original Charty Party is kind of, I would say it's rated R, in the sense it's got a couple cards in there that's, kind of racy. And of course, the Cards Against Humanity, the kind of the one to establish this mechanic is legit, is definitely rated X. So, you've been warned. But what I have done for the sake of, for the party that we're going to have, since I'm not terribly interested, I think PG-13 is okay, but not probably rated R, is that I just went in and I found all of the cards that I think are a little bit racy, and I put them in this little baggie called All Rated Cards. I'm just going to pull them out. So that's going to make the original game, this one, is going to make it PG-13, which I think is, kind of fun for our evening. And if you're doing this with your family, if you're watching this video just because you're interested in review the Charty Party, I think, that's pretty easy to turn the game into a PG-13 game by removing some of the cards. Probably should go ahead and remove some of these cards too, the kind of chart cards. But I haven't bothered to do that yet, so I can't tell you how many they are relative to everything else. But I think that the charts tend to be a little tamer. The other thing that's kind of fun is these bonus round cards. And the way the bonus round card works is it's a chart, but it's intended to have a correlation between two orange cards, right? So the orange card is both on this side and on the bottom. So you use two of your cards in order to answer those kind of more racy, those cards, which of course lets you be more imaginative. Now, the next game I want to review is really the same game, but just a different edition, which is Charty Party for All Ages. And this one is pretty cool for a couple reasons. One is it's pretty much PG rated or G rated. Now, of course, I do think that modern memes on the internet, which does kind of delve into, can very quickly develop double meanings. So there might be some things in here that will creep up to PG-13, not now, but in the future. But for now, it's PG and G rated. And I think it's the kind of thing that you could use in a classroom. It's the kind of thing that you could use for teaching. I do think it's a lot of fun. And they also contacted a bunch of teachers, since teachers were, I think, for the original Charty Party, were the people who said, hey, we need a G-rated version, but we want to use it for teaching. So I think that's pretty cool. And then just to give you kind of a sample of how those look, I think the other thing they did in order to make it more useful for teaching is they created a couple different charts. So I don't know if you remember, but the original game was mostly line charts, but this one has these plots and these bar charts too. They also have the original, right? And you can see here, favorite social media. This is another bonus round one. I'll take that one out. That's yours. I understand what that one does. And then the kinds of things they have as answers would be frequency of getting hacked, adrenaline levels, politeness, awkwardness, angst, panic. I mean, these are all concepts that kids or children, young adults were very comfortable with. And so you can say, like, angst, right, is possibly a good one for this social media, with LinkedIn being the most, and TikTok. I do see the irony that I'm doing this on LinkedIn. Let me make sure I'm in the camera here. There we go. Angst goes up as you go through these different things where, as you become more professional, you have more angst. That makes sense. So I think the kids' Charty Party, I think you could just merge them into one big game. I think it would work, and it would probably be pretty fun. And I think the addition of these different types of cards is really neat. So I think maybe merging, I might just take, depending on how many people show up at this particular party, I might choose to take just all of these charts and put them over in the other game, just because I really do feel like this explaining this outlier, I think, is potentially a really fun mechanic. There's a mile running time here, where it's got really fast miles and really slow miles, and then there's someone who's running a slow mile that has one person has this attribute, whatever the attribute is. I think that's an interesting mechanic that they introduced with the family version, which I think is really cool. Okay, next one, same basic idea, right? But it is about Venn diagrams. Let me see if that's probably the best way to do that. And I'm realizing this is flipped in the video. Oh gosh, I hope that's mirror camera is on. Oh, that's really frustrating. Well, let me just show you some of these things here one more time, so that I can have a video that at least has the text sometime correct. So there's Charty Party, and here's the kind of pet types things and these diagrams here. And my apologies for having them be backwards. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of comments that say, oh, it's backwards, it's backwards, it's backwards. Sorry about that. I don't know what I can do to make that retroactively any better, but I can at least show you the boxes with the correct writing and a couple of the cards in the right way. And I hope that by reading some of these, that was valuable. I'm going to have to, I think I never want the mirroring on, right? Because I just don't, I don't see the point of that for what I do. But in any case, I fixed it. And now you can see the correct reading of the Venn benefits, the hilarious Venn diagram party game. So the way this works is you have a bunch of these boards. Like, you have lots and lots of these little boards. And I'll show you what one looks like here. All right, here's one board. So, and then what you kind of randomly get these cards from two different stacks, right? There's a pink stack and a yellow stack. And then you have to say, well, this is the thing that these two things have in common is that they are extremely, right? Well, I've got an extremely card. And so I could say, well, these are extremely expensive. Expensive. I like the fact that they're going towards writing the cards. I think it's fun to have kind of a whiteboard card, and this pen has, you know, the eraser too, so I can erase my answer there. And I think that's a neat twist. I hope they do more of that. I think that's really fun. And they could use that in the original game, I think, really effectively. So those are the three games. Again, all three of the games are from Evan and Josh at Very Special Games, and you can buy them at veryspecialgames.com. I got them on Amazon. And let's see, I think they make some other games that are kind of similar in nature, kind of geeky and fun. So you should definitely consider checking those out. And I want to thank you for watching my video. If you are watching this in the far future, please see if we're not having a DC, and you're in DC, see if you're not having a DC game night or something. And I'll try to put those events, at least for now. I'm trying to use LinkedIn more because I think Twitter might be devolving into a wasteland of kind of hate speech and madness. I'm not sure about that, but for now, I've invested so much in Twitter. I need another place to be. So I'm going to be putting these events along with these videos on LinkedIn. So even if you missed tomorrow's game night, please see. And you know, if you see that I haven't done it for a long time and you really want something like this, please let me know, because I think it's nice to have. I think geeky people have a couple of things. One is they enjoy games like this, but I also think that they have these puzzles at their work when you're working with healthcare data and policy and you're trying to figure out what to do. We just have so many issues with the advent of AI that we thought we understood what the 10-year plan was, but really don't anymore on healthcare policy issues. So if you care about healthcare policy and how healthcare data and healthcare technology impact and interact with those things, and you can tolerate kind of a geeky bunch of other people drinking and drinking a little bit, not too much. We hope to not have, you know, like drunkenness, but some fun drinks and some good conversations about how things are changing and what people's challenges are. And I think it would be interesting to see if I could extend some of these games to, like, you know, kind of make more cards for them or make more charts for them that are really focused on health IT and these kind of things. That might be fun. Just use some index cards to do that. And if you have some ideas on how to do that, you should reach out to me or comment. I normally do not read the comments on videos because I just don't care. And I really don't care how many people see this video. I'm not really doing it for the views. I'm mostly doing it so my friends can keep track of what I'm interested in, what I'm doing, and find me and work with me if they want to. So thank you so much. I really appreciate sewing again. In this case, I also appreciate CareSet, who's helping us sponsor these events, at least for now. And so it's very kind of them to do. And I'll talk to you soon. So bye. And Ubers and divorce are both pretty expensive.